I hope everybody has had a great Sunday. I am Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures. This is going to be round three of the two estates that I bought this week, almost all ephemera. And we've been spending the last two shows unboxing stuff. Still have a bunch of stuff left, a lot of postcards, a lot of photos, some miscellaneous stuff, lots of greeting cards. Got a couple of scrapbooks that already have pre-bids I saw. And then photo negatives, photo slides, if anybody's interested in that sort of thing. So we'll just jump in here in just a second. Let me say hello to some people. Hey, welcome in Smoky Buckeye. Hey, Wes, Slim Flippers. That's my podcast partner. I do a podcast over on YouTube called this Finder Slippers Resale Podcast, and just search that on YouTube. Or you can go to, sorry for the close up of my face there, franklinhillventures.com, and that has links to all my social media. And appreciate any subscriptions we get to the podcast. Follow me on Instagram, all that good stuff. So, hey Lillian, hey El Christ, hey Rust and Retro. Anybody else I've missed, welcome in. We will go ahead and get started. I'm going to go ahead and turn the camera around. I think the first unboxing I did forward facing, but I think rear facing works a little better, especially when we show a lot of postcards. So let's flip the camera around and we will get started. Oh, just a couple more things before I do that. Make sure you look in the show notes. There is a 10% off code that you can add to your wallet to get 10% off any one purchase. If you're a rewards member, make sure you click the crown at the top of the screen and claim whatever reward level you happen to be. And now we'll get started. And I do have a poll up there just kind of about what everybody wants to see. I have more than what those categories are, but it would only let me put 5. So if there's anything you'd like to see, just put it in the chat as well. Let me just check the poll real quick and we'll start. Tell you what, right now photos is in the lead, so let's grab a batch of photos and do those first, and then we can kind of jump around. We'll probably do those scrapbooks, spread them out among as we go along in the show. There's 3 of them, and all 3 of them have pre-bids, so we'll definitely run all of them before the show ends. Hey, Lillian. And everybody, make sure you follow Penguin Boss. And if you want to be in any of the raid trains in the ephemera category, you can reach out to her or Schmidt Auctions. They coordinate all the different raid trains. Let's see. Let me look in my... let me just show you real quick before we get started kind of what we're dealing with here. So these are all postcards back here. I did, if you watch the video, I had all the binders of postcards just in the interest of making the show go a little faster. I went in and took them all out and just put them in here. There's also some more over here. There's letters in here. There's die cuts if anybody's interested in like vintage die cuts. Here's some of the photo slides. And I do have my photo viewer light box set up tonight just in case anybody wants to see. Here's some photos and just other miscellaneous stuff. Photos, miscellaneous stuff in here. And then there's a whole box of slides and negatives and things like that. More photos and miscellaneous stuff. Looks like mostly miscellaneous stuff here. And then here's a couple more stacks of postcards and a bunch of photo slides. And there's the scrapbooks back there and some bags of greeting cards. So that's what all we have to go through. We'll see what all we get through tonight. I don't know. We might have to have a show number 4 at some point this week. But we'll just see how it goes. Hey, Kelpor. Hey, Freckled Poppy Crafts. And thanks for the hearts, everyone. Thanks for anybody who shared the show. Thanks to everybody who's been here for all 3 shows. All right, let me grab some photos that we can throw on the table and get started with. See if I can find any more. Here. All right, and I guess what I'll do is we'll throw down 10 or 12, and then I'll start 15 seconds, and I'll keep throwing down as long as people are bidding. All right. So these are truly going to be random. They're just like I pulled them out. This looks, somebody glued a photo on a card. Oh, and made a little postcard out of it here. And this one looks a little older, maybe early 1900s. You see the wagon or the carriage in the background there. It was made in Owensboro, Kentucky. If anybody's from Kentucky. Hey, Prairie Land. And then got this one here. This one looks like it came out of a little album. Hey, Reeds and Relics. Anybody else I've missed? We'll leave the poll up for a little bit. It looks like there's a little bit, there's votes for everything, so at some point we'll get to everything throughout the night. I guess they're playing in the sandbox here. We'll see a date on it. This one says Puffo Burke MB, maybe? I think that's what it says. Here's some people out on a boat, or a guy out on a boat. There's somebody waving to the camera, or actually I guess he's just blocking the sun out of his eyes. Hope everybody had a great weekend. It's hard to believe it's already Sunday, May 1946. We finally have a date on one. It's good old Lester there. We got a graduation shot. There's another one. I think it's a different girl. Yeah, these look like 4 different girls, but probably one's of her, whoever the owner was, and her friends maybe. So some headshots. Another graduation. Another graduation. There's Doris at age 15. Here's a real photo postcard. And it's a little girl. Hey, Jill Loves Vintage, Ted Lawtrap, anybody else I missed? Let me put a few more and then we'll get started. And like I said, I'll keep throwing photos in as long as they're bids. That one just says Mama. There's one color one that got mixed in there. All right, let me grab a few more just so I've got enough once the auction starts. These down in here. All right, I'm going to start at 15 seconds. Oh, let me pin this, and this will be this one. All right, tell you what, I'm going to go ahead and end the poll just because it's in the way, and got a pretty good idea. Everything I've got will end up showing because I have votes for everything. So thanks for voting. Let me end that poll. Not in show, in poll. All right. So here's the next one. So it's going to be dropped, but let me start this. $5 start. Not 30 seconds. We'll just do 15 seconds, and it is off and running. You got the car there. Some people staying in front of a old big house there. Lane drugstores. Here's a headshot of somebody. Freckled. Thank you, Cat Stance Mom. Oh, Bathing Beauty there. Here's another old, like the dog, the guy and the girl. That one does have some staining on the back. This one says Uncle Oscar. All right, Cat Stance Mom takes the first lot of the night. Let me get these stacked up here. Let's see if I already have a sticker for Cat Stance Mom. Nope. Thanks for the bids, everyone, and you are welcome. And it looked like you unlocked silver, so make sure you claim your reward up top there. All right, tell you what, let's do some postcards, and then we'll go back and do some more photos and some other things. Tell you what, let me grab these and do these real quick, see if there's any interest just because they were in there. It's going to be 3 ice coupon books from Decatur, Alabama. You have 1,000 pound, 500 pound, 2,000 pound. And I believe they're all unused, but you would pull your coupon out Provide it to the Iceman, and he would leave you some ice for your ice box. Back in the day, I think these are from the 1940s. So let me go ahead and just run next. I think I'll be good. So those are running. The 3 vintage ice cream or ice coupon books. Thank you for the bids. Decatur, Alabama. We got TMD down in Florida in the lead. Tracy. Thank you for the bids, Sween Acre Spines. Hey, Bookends, welcome in. And Sween Acre Spines is going to take that. And that's your first purchase from me. Thanks so much. For anybody just coming in, I am Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures here in Knoxville, Tennessee. In addition to Whatnot, I sell on a bunch of other platforms. Also have 3 antique booth locations here in the Knoxville area. So if you're ever coming through Knoxville, stop in at Bearden Antique Mall, West End Antiques, or Granny's Attic in Clinton, Tennessee. So, all right, let me grab some postcards now. And let's put maybe 15 on the table, then we'll start it, and then I'll keep throwing them in. All right, so this is best wishes for your birthday. Looks like it's a foreign postcard. Then we have a Johns Hopkins University in Baltimore, Maryland. That one's been in a scrapbook. It says, Hi Toot, Rosa. That one's 1938. And we have Nantucket Island, Massachusetts, 1949. This one's got a stain up in the corner, but that's Johnston Gate, Harvard College, Cambridge. Also has a crease there. So there's that one. Then we have the Birthplace of Old Glory open to the public. And it's also an advertisement for the Enterprise Meat Chopper in Watertown, Wisconsin. Here's a moonlight scene, canoeing on the Charles at Riverside. That one is 1908, maybe. Then we have Paul Revere home in Boston, Massachusetts. Here's a linen that's the Esplanade along the Charles River. This one's got a couple little chips out of the top there, but it's a bird's eye view of Massachusetts State Sanatorium, 1911. Some of these first ones aren't a little rougher shape. This one's got a crease in the upper corner, but that's Lake and Bridge, Public Garden, Boston, Massachusetts. And then here is First Baptist Church, 10th Street and Wesley Avenue, Ocean City, New Jersey. Looks like that might have been in a, well, maybe somebody just tried to take the stamp off. This is the first linens I've actually seen in the third night of doing this, or really, so I guess I pulled them to another box because most everything we'd seen before had been older floral postcards. Let's see, let me do a couple more, then we'll start it. That one is Fountain of Light, also has some scrapbook damage. This one's 1949, and it is the South Bridge over the Hocking River in Athens, Ohio. Let's do one more, and then we'll start it. Fernbank Dam by Night, Ohio River, Cincinnati, Ohio. All right, so we'll do those, and then let me start it, and I'll just keep throwing ones in there. This will probably be, well, looks like these 2 stacks in this box maybe have a few more topographical and linen and things. I know, like, all the ones in that box back there I showed you are all, like, floral holiday, things of that nature. All right, let me run next. No, actually, I need to switch to a different light because these... All right, so let me start auction. $5, 15 seconds, and it is running. There's that one. There's the Bellevue Stratford. Here's Independence Hall, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. There's the Ritz-Carlton in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. There, that one's, we'll just throw that one real quick because it had some damage, but it was the Liberty Bell. And then there's the Bellevue Stratford Hotel again. All right, Reed and Relics, and we'll go in and get this one in there, and that's Music Hall, Wilson College in Chambersburg, Pennsylvania, 1908. So Reeds and Relics. You're welcome. Thank you for the bid. All right, let me go ahead and just go ahead and do another postcard lot here. So we have a Christmas or a New Year postcard, a Glad New Year, 1920 is that one. It says, Dear Cousin Sadie. Then we have a Happy New Year here. It's got JHB written on the front. And 1907, I think it says. I love the handwriting. There's a Ben Franklin stamp on there. Look at the kitties. Or actually, it's 2 dogs and a kitty with best Christmas wishes. And posted. And then we have Christmas greetings. That one's a tux. Then we have greetings from, and they never wrote where it was coming from, but it is 1912. Here's best wishes for Easter. 1913. I got home all right. They met me, so I did not walk all the way. I am well. Hope you are the same. Ooh, I like this one. Got the little girl holding the flowers. That one's from 1912. We have an Easter one here. Then we have Happy Eastertide. That one does have a little bit of chipping along the edge there. It is embossed. We have Best Easter Wishes. It's also embossed. We have Good Fortune prosper you in all you do. Let me do a couple more and then we'll get started. Now we go into, this is Morocco, I think Tangier. Here's another Morocco. Let me go through these Moroccos, then we'll start it. Here's another Morocco. There's another Morocco. There's another one. All right, and then we'll start it. So run next, and here we go. We have birthday greetings. Congratulations. Another congratulations. Have a nice purple one. I tried to pin a greeting to pledge a friendship true. Oh, and Lillian, I took all these out of the binders, like I said in the interest time. I never saw any days of the week, so it was kind of weird that, but anyway, they might be in a box somewhere. We'll see. And then the last one, wishes sincere on your birthday. And there's the back of that one. And that one was Luna Chick 24. Might have to go grab another pack of stickies there. I forgot to bring them in here. All right. Tell you what, let me see what I got in the way of letters, and then we'll go back to some postcard. I know there were some people who wanted to see letters. Tell you what, we'll just look in this bag. It looks like there's letters in there. I'm not sure if these are going to be war letters. 1937. So these predate, or at least the first one I looked at. So let's do us a stack of these. Let me pin this. All right, this one is not in an envelope. I hear the soft wind sighing. This may be like somebody wrote a poem. And then they have wheat and oats. So that's more of a handwritten note, but we'll throw that one in. Here's one from 1937. Has the George Washington 3-cent stamp. Let's just get the gist of what these are real quick. See if we can find the first page. Here we go. Dayton, Ohio, June 16th, 1937. Dear Bro, and read your letter. Glad to hear from you, and thanks very much for your information. Rube and I are not interested in what mother did or did not give you, as that was her business. So he must have written her a letter telling some stuff that her mom gave him, maybe. I don't know. Whoever gets it can read it. Sounds like some family drama is getting ready to happen in that letter. So you got that one. Then this one's from 1918. It's the Langren, Modern European Fireproof in Asheville, North Carolina. Got the George Washington 3-cent stamp. Let's see. So let's see what this is all about real quick. And I mean, y'all let me know if you want me to go faster, slower. I mean, I'm not in any hurry tonight like I am on some events, so we can kind of take our time and go through things. Oh, cool! So you have it on letterhead for the Langren European, stone and concrete, fireproof, up to date, modern, and luxurious. And he's writing Stella. So wrote it. Oops, sorry about that. Wrote it on letterhead. Let's see. So there's 3. Tell you what, we'll start with like 6. We'll do 6 of these. Here's another 1937. Yeah, so this is dear bro, mailed your letter. This so this is the same people. So maybe some more family drama there. Hey, Rendell Farms Decor, D Winters, Buttermania, Sea Shanty, anybody else I missed? Thanks for coming in for round number 3 of this awesome 2 estates that I was lucky enough to be able to, get some pretty big lots out of. This is not a letter, but it was in the stack, so we'll throw it in. It's First National Bank. Looks like maybe a little ledger. Well, yeah, a little ledger here. 1922 is the date on there. Cut timber, haul logs, so they must have been in the logging business. Tell you what, let me put 2 more things in there, and then we'll go ahead and run this. Dear Bob and all, how are you? So yeah, that's just a letter without an envelope. And then here's one more from 1929, Rutledge, Tennessee. Sometimes you get lucky and there's photos or other exciting stuff in there, but so far, not in these. Dear Bob, your letters received. We're glad to hear from you, and I thought something. It's so hard to read these. By your not coming when you said you would. I don't know. Whoever gets these can have fun reading them. I will say I've had good luck, especially on 1800s letters, which are really hard to read with the script. You can scan them into ChatGPT, and ChatGPT will interpret it for you. And they do a pretty good job, actually. So we're in this stack here for $5. We'll go ahead and start this, and it is off and running. Thank you, Luna Chick. So you have 1929 blank letter. You have the ledger from 22, I think it was. 1937, the Langren, the letterhead there. 1937, and then another one without an envelope. So, all right, we got Luna Chick, and we will put that in your stack. All right, let's go ahead and since I have these out, we'll do one more stack of letters here. This one's from 1927. It's somewhere in Tennessee. Not sure if Millicent's Memories is in here, but it was written to somebody in Knoxville, Tennessee, which is where I live. Dear bro, we'll try to write you a few lines today. Hope you are all well, Bob. I am real sick. Would be glad you could come to see me. I live in Creston, so it must have been Creston, Tennessee, near the depot. Daddy lives about 3/4 of a mile from me. He was here today and he looks well. The rest are all well, so we'll close. Hope to hear from you soon. Your sister, Nolia. So Tennessee letter there. Here's another Tennessee one. I don't know if somebody wants to tag Millicent's memories if she's not in here, because I know she likes the Tennessee stuff. Yeah, so this one's another one, Dear Bob Bros, so we won't read that one. Actually, all these that are to Robert Russell, let's go ahead and do a lot of him. So there's another one. There's another one. All these are about the same time frame. Here's another 1929. Here's a 1931. By this time, it was coming from Rutledge to Knoxville. I don't know where Van Gilden Place is. Oh, these are all Knoxville, so we'll just keep going until there's no more Knoxville here. There's another one, 1928. Let's see if we have. Here's a pre-stamped postcard, 19. I don't see the date, so we'll put that one in there. Here's another one from 1907. This one's also to Robert Russell. He was in Harriman, Tennessee at that point. And yeah, these are all Tennessee, so we'll just keep putting them in. Yeah, Rutledge, Tennessee. Let's see what other envelopes I have. That one's got a commemorative stamp on it. The Sesquicentennial Exposition. That one's Knoxville. Let's see if I turn this light on, if it makes it a little brighter. I think that's a little better. There we go. Another one. Another one. Let me make sure that one's seen. That one's a little thicker. There's that one. That one. That one may be just an envelope. I'll go ahead. This one's to Russell. Dear Madam, in May of 1935, we furnished building material in the sum of $29.44 to repair your property occupied by Rube Russell. And we have a lien on this property for 1 year. We thought it'd be a good idea to advise you so that if you cared to take care of it at this time, you may do so. If it is not convenient to pay this now, please advise what we may expect so we can arrange our books accordingly. Well, they're not sick in the credit collectors on them yet, so I think all these are the same person, so we'll just do this whole stack. So a whole stack of Tennessee letters here, and we'll go ahead and start this. It's running. So who knows what kind of family drama you might uncover with these. But all from the 20s, I think, with maybe one that was from before the 20s. Thank you, Shop Today. Got some the pre-done postcards. All right, Shop Today. Thank you so much. Glad you won a letter light. And that will be coming your way. You're welcome. And you unlock silver, so make sure you go up top and claim your reward. All right, let's see what we want to do next. Let me just reach down in here and see what we pull out. So I pulled out some photos. We'll do another photo lot, then we'll do some postcards. Then I think I'll do one of the scrapbooks that has the pre-bid on it. So let's run through some of these photos. She looks pretty stern. 1957. And you got Albert Cox. That was in a scrapbook. Is that Johnny Cash? Looks almost like Johnny Cash, doesn't it? It's wearing all black, so anyway. And then this one here. Looks like maybe, I don't know if I'm not sure what they're in. It looks almost like one of the Quonset huts or something. He got a guy and his dog, I think it is. Saturday, June 18th, 1949, Lake Keystones. Bob and Lucky, I think it is. You got this guy here with his shirt off. It's like maybe the deck of a ship. You got these people on the front porch with their dog, the baby. Look at her hat. This one's a little wrinkled here. Looks like they're out in front of their duplex. And you got him. That's Stephen Wood in 7th grade. And then here's George, Lucy. I'm not sure who else is in the picture there. Looks like they're at the lake. I'll go ahead and put some more in here. There's Jenny. There's Jimmy. There's James Stewart. There's Maxie. I'm not sure who that is. I guess at the swimming pool, maybe, looks like. Hope everybody's doing well. Welcome in, Cass Evie, Utterly Deranged. Hey, Gina, GFM. She manages West End Antiques. So if you're ever in Knoxville, stop by and say hello to Gina. She's almost always there. They're open every day but Monday. So then you got, oh, I love those shorts. We'll put a couple more down and then we'll get this started. And then I'll keep putting them down as long as there's people bidding. All right, let me do 2 more and we'll start it. So you got a pretty good lot of photos to start with, and we're going to run next, and that is off and running. There's a little group portrait. There's Lucy. Looks like a guy, but it says Lucy, I think. There's Lucy. There's a couple of small photos. Have the Johnny Cash look-alike in this one. Lady sitting in front of a cactus. Oh, wow. The umbrella, car on the beach. All right, shop today. I will put that with your letters. All right, let me do a lot of the floral postcards, and then we'll run one of the scrapbooks. So let me pull some out of here. Let's see. Ooh, that was almost threw them across the room, but I rescued them. All right, so here's Happy Be Your Birthday. There's Forget Me Not. This one does have some creases in it. 1909. Here's Best Wishes. I don't see a year on it. This one says Souvenir of somewhere in New York. I can't read what it says there. Somebody took the stamp off. Here's Loving Birthday Greetings. It is embossed. Here's Birthday Greetings. That one's also embossed. There's another one. That's a tux. And then that one's got a little bent corner, but it's 1905, I think it says. 1910 is when it was postmarked. Here's Happy Birthday. Hey, ex-culprit, welcome in. And Andre, Mike's Awesome Finds. Hey, Desiree, welcome in. Sharon Kim. And here's a Happy Birthday postcard. This one's actually not a postcard, but it's dated 1910. Presented to Pearl Hilligars for attending school every day during the 7th month. So a little recognition thing there. Here's Happy Birthday. Here's another Happy Birthday. One's embossed quite a bit there. Here's a Lily of the Valley, The Return of Happiness. Try to keep the glare off these. Pretty much all of them are in photos or postcard sleeves, so I'm going to leave them in there. Here's a birthday greeting. That one's very well embossed. Let me do one more, then we'll get it started. That one's just some flowers. All right, let me go ahead and start this. I need to switch over to the different lot. My postcards came from a different estate, so I'm trying to run them in 2 different lots so I can kind of keep up with stuff anyway. All right, we're going to start, and it is off and running. There's a Happy Birthday. There's a yellow acacia, which is Secret Love, it says. Thank you, Scudder Bear. And whatever that one is. There's birthday greetings. Here's birthday greetings. Oh, look, the little boy and girl kissing in the tree. The Ben Franklin stamp on it. This one's kind of like reflects the light. I like this one. Here, we'll go ahead and get this one in there. That one's birthday greetings with the little girl watering the flower. All right, thank you, Luna Chick, and everybody else who bid. And let me put that in your stack of stuff over here. All right, let me grab one of these scrapbooks, and we'll go ahead and do that, and then we will come back and do some other stuff. All right, let me take this. They are beautiful postcards. All right, this one's going to be lot 5. Let me go ahead and pin that one. Yeah, I put a few things in the catalog. All right, so here's this one. All right, and this one has 55 cards in it. Let me just stand up. I think that'll be easiest. Let's see if I can. Yeah, so these are in with photo corners, or at least the ones on this page. And these all look like Christmas. There's a Just Supposing Christmas card. Yeah, I'm not going to open these because I'd have to take them out of the photo corners. That one's cool. It's got like a little fuzzy thing where it says sun. Did I skip a page? Nope. We get into some Valentine's cards. Let's get this one over so it's. And we got some more Valentine's. Yep, so far it looks like they're still all in with photo corners. I like people who used photo corners instead of glue. And we have some here. We got, oh no, I guess that's probably one of the, yeah, that's probably the one that was there. Then we get into some Easter cards. Hey B-Pot, it's Jody Harrell, $4. Michelle Washi, anybody else I've missed? Thanks for coming in tonight. This is the 3rd day in a row I think I've run a show. I haven't, it's been a long time since I've done that. I just got so much stuff last week. I was very fortunate. Now we're into St. Patrick's Day. So we're covering all the holidays. We have a telegram. Congratulations, Jim and Renee, and best wishes for a happy anniversary. We have a Mother's Day card. Mother's Day, all glittery. Anniversary cards. I'm not sure what year these are, but I would guess like maybe, what, 40s or 50s on our anniversary. More anniversary. Hey, upcycled by Brie, the paper olive. Here's Heard It Was Your Birthday. So we're into some birthday cards now. And then we got to my husband on his birthday. Here's a 21st birthday. Let's see, is that it? That might be it. Yep. And the scrapbook itself is in pretty good condition. Let me just show the front of it again. Yeah, so here's the front of it. It is embossed. So you're getting all those. I believe if I counted correctly, it was 55 greeting cards in there. So let me go ahead and start this one. And it does have a $20 pre-bid. And it is off and running. So you get all these greeting cards plus the scrapbook for one bid. We got junk journal and jewelry. Thanks for the bids, everyone. February 14th, I'll trump you for my Valentine. They're playing bridge. We got Luna Chicken. Woven Alchemy comes in with a very last second bid. I like all the St. Patrick's Day. You don't see as many St. Patrick's Day cards. All right. Let me write your name down. Thanks for the bids, everyone. So where's everybody from? As I mentioned, I'm here in Knoxville, Tennessee. How many other Tennesseans do we have? And then where's everybody else from? Hey, Rare Bird Relics. South Carolina. I knew that. You're is it Columbia? Is that right? I'm probably wrong on that, but Ohio, Georgia by way of New York, Philadelphia, Florence, South Carolina, Kentucky. I just sold a Kentucky basketball scrapbook magazine from 1978 today. It wasn't on Whatnot, it was on another platform, but let's see, I don't even know what to tell you what, this little baggie was in there with this stuff, so we'll just sell this whole bag. I don't know what's in it. We'll see if we have to add anything to it. So this looks like a reproduction postcard of some sort from the Hallmark Historical Postcard Collection. Yeah, so Hallmark, I guess, made these as reproductions. So you got that. You have Rendezvous on the River. Yeah, that's just something new there. There may not be. We'll have to see what's in here. There's a Fostent postcard there. I'm not sure who that is. John W. Alexander. Oh, no, Walt Whitman, the poet. Then you have these. I guess they're dolls. Then, is that a postcard? Yeah. So, Chrome postcard. And then here's a Canterbury Festival of Britain 1951. It's a Valentine's postcard. There's the Sphinx. Then it says love. Oh, it's a Burger King. So, an old Burger King postcard. That's kind of cool. Burger King. And then Arcturus. Compliments of the Arcturus Radio Tube Corporation. Let's see what this is. So this is kind of a little miscellaneous random lot. It just all happened to be in the same bag. So I don't know how that came to be, but yeah, so it's just a story of the star Arcturus. And then we have Shops of Sequoia Hills, so that's something else new. Then we have a little Christmas postcard and a couple of birthday postcards. It's kind of a weird mix of stuff there. Hey, let me I'll tell you what, I'm going to start this for $1 for this whole stack. You do have the cool Burger King postcards and the little radio tube advertisement and then some Chrome postcards and the Burger King postcards. So I'll have to repin this. Let me pin it, and we will start this lot for $1. And it is running. So you have this cool little piece here, and then the groovy Burger King postcards, and Sphinx, and this one's kind of cool, the Canterbury Festival of Britain, and some chromes, and then one with a bunch of flags, and then all these pictures of dolls, which is kind of creepy. But then you have the Walt Whitman, and then just that, and this reproduction postcard. So not a bad little lot. A couple of old things in there, a couple of new. Nothing borrowed, nothing blue. All right, shop today. Thank you. Florida. We have Florida in the house. Thanks everybody for stopping in. And let's see, that was shop today. Let me put that with your stack over here. Shop today's winning the big stack of the night award so far. Let's see if there's any interest. I'm gonna run this by itself. I'll start it at $3. It's an 1897 billhead from Talladega, Alabama. It's S.H. Henderson Drugs, Chemicals, Patent Medicines. So I can't run next. Let me pin, then pin. All right, let me start auction. We'll do $3 on this. And this is running. So you have an 1897 billhead from Talladega, Alabama. And it looks like something zoology, some kind of oil, prescription. Looks like a bunch of chemicals that they bought. So, which would make sense since it's a drug and chemical company. All right, shop today. Move you up here. All right, let me go ahead and do. Does anybody want to see any of these old die cuts? If it's anybody interested, you want me to pull out like maybe 8 or 10 of these? I think they're old and they're in really good shape. So let me know if. Okay, tell you what. Let's do this. So let's see how hard it is going to be to get them out. I may just have to rip the pages. There we go. So there's one. That one's in a hard sleeve. That says life bear for you its sweetest flowers. It looks like this person must have been a dealer of some sort. Oh, these are actually different. I was going to leave. Let me turn this light off now. I think I'm getting too much glare. So these look like they're from the same series, but they're slightly different. So this one says God's blessing for you. It's got those two. These are, I guess, not, these are, I guess, loosely could be called die cut. They're deckled around the edge. But then this one says Sweet Memories. She had $6.50 a piece on all those. And then here's another one. A token of regard for thee is this my simple offering. See. These all kind of are the same thing, so we'll just pull all these out. So there's a bird there. These are more like little, almost like gift tags or something. Whoops, sorry about that. This one does have like a little bent corner. Oh yeah, these are like little gift cards or calling cards. Okay, so they open up. There you go. That's a calling card. Maybe all these are calling cards, but some of them are blank. So far you got those. Here's another one. Yep, and that one's got the name written on it. Emma, maybe? C.M. Schlocky. Let me put a couple more in there. Yeah, these are another one here, I think. Somebody was asking about calling cards yesterday, I believe. Emma, so it's a different one. And then there's that one, Charlie F. Griffith. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let me see if I got one more to make it 10. Yep, here we go. And that one's Mr. Henry Younger. So we'll do these 10 calling cards. And let's see, those will be in. Yep, I'm in the right. We'll just run next, see what happens. And they are running. 10 antique calling cards. Thanks for the bids. We got Tracy in at $8. All right, TMD took that one. I guess that's the first thing she's won tonight. Thanks for the bids, everyone. Hey, Linda Joe, welcome in. E&J Cards and more. Anybody else I've missed? Thanks for stopping by tonight. Just doing more of this ephemera. So, the fact they had their name, I guess you would just like kind of like business cards, but more personal use. I mean, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. Just you would include them in, I guess, different things or hand them out to people. Yeah. So when you met somebody new, I guess that was around. You said it a lot more succinctly than I did, but anyway. All right. Tell you what, we can do some more calling cards, but let's skip over to some die cuts. So here is with my compliments from your true love. Looks like it's in pretty good condition. Let's see, that one's the same, so we'll skip that one. Then here's one that says, there must have been a little piece torn off because it just fell right there. Here's a reminder of our friendship. Then this one says, forget me not, remember me. I don't know what the number 970 is on there. There's the back. So they're embossed as well. Pull a couple more out. Here's one that just says, ever yours. I think this is supposed to be one piece, but we'll throw it in. Looks like maybe this tore off of here. So you've got forget me not, truly thine, remember me, and ever yours. Well, I don't know, because there's that exact one and it's torn in the same place. So, but yeah, surely, I mean, it looks like it fits. Let me do a couple more. There's one that says ever yours. And then this one says, your life be bright, and it has a ship on it. Let me just see if there's any different ones, like any that look. Oh, let's do this one's cool. We'll throw one of these in here. So I'm not sure. I guess this was one piece. There's actually a bunch of different pieces in here. But you can see maybe it looks like these were all connected, but you have these hearts. Let me just throw everything that was in this sleeve in there. I guess this 31834 is like a catalog number or something. And then let me see if there's, oh, here's a cool, and we'll put this one in there, then we'll run it. And then you have this one with the birds. So you got two birds, and one's giving the other one a love letter. So we're in all those die cuts, and it is running. Thank you, Cat Stance Mom. There's the hearts that I think are supposed to be one piece. All right, Cat Stance Mom took that one. All right, let's go back and run a few more postcards. Let's see, I guess around a little after 8, maybe we'll do the next scrapbook. Just set those over there. Let's see. I'll put the Cat Stance Mom, she already has a stack. All right, let me grab some, you're welcome. Let me grab some postcards. All right, so we have some more floral postcards. So I'm not sure, purple flower. Here's one of the kind of puffy ones, very embossed. That's why. Or maybe, let's see, is this all one postcard? Because the back's flat. Maybe it must be like, they must have this like applied to the back, because you can't see any embossing. You can feel it, but it's like applied to the front part of the card. Here's one from Alice, Best Wishes. It's got a lot of glitter on it. And then here's a birthday greetings. Here's one that's birthday greetings. Has kind of that hand painted look, embossed. Here's an Easter greetings. This one's got the cool flag cancellation on the front. Very bright colors on that one. Here's another one with some really bright colors. Best wishes, your friend Tom. 1908. There's another one in that same style. 1908. And then there's an Easter greetings. Very light shade of purple on that one. And there's Go Greet Me Love. This one's Easter greetings. And it's got like an applied, looks almost like felt or something, Easter lily there. And then here's another one. Congratulations from Mamie. And then this one says best birthday wishes. It's kind of hard to see. The silver's real glittery looking. Now let me do two more, then we'll start it. Easter greetings. And then another Easter greetings. To Mary from Carrie. 1910. All right, let me go ahead and start this one. And then we'll start throwing down. So run next, and it is off and running. Then you have this automobile one here from Perkins, Oklahoma. It's pink. Then you have one that says Annie. Is that Mighty Annie? Then we have Best Wishes. Oh, no interest there. Tell you what, let me run it one more time. I'll keep throwing down and see if we get a bid. If not, then we'll run something different. And it's running again. A happy Christmas to you. Here's the Dahlia birthday greetings. Yeah, I do have some negatives. And here's happy returns. Luna Chick says, I'll take them for $5. That one's cool there. All right. Yeah, let me show the first. Let me grab this one negative that I thought was really cool. I can't even show the negatives, but I'll run it and see if there's any interest. So it's like a professional photographer, probably. It's a whole roll of negatives. I tried to look at some of them, but I mean, it was hard to look at them as you unroll them. Some kind of group photo there. So if anybody, I'll just go ahead and run it and see if there's any interest, and you can have a good time unrolling this and looking at every negative on the roll. I'd say there's, at least 100 or more pictures in that. And so let's go ahead and run it, and it's off and running. So a roll of negatives. Yeah, and when I looked at it, I mean, I saw like just some like street scenes, building scenes. There wasn't a lot I could tell from it. All right, Prairie Land. Thanks for the bid. You'll have to let me know if you see anything exciting. Yes, I do have some slides. Let's run a lot of slides, and then we'll run the scrapbook. Then we'll kind of see what everybody wants me to run. Let me grab, let's see, what did I do with those slides? Oh, here's a box. We'll just, here's a couple of boxes. And I actually have my little light box thing that we can see if we'll be able to see them with it. Oh, there we go. I might have to put the camera down there. So this box of slides says Gate City on it. So let's see if I can figure out how to open the box. There we go. Slides out. We won't look at every one, but we'll put a few down there and see what's on them. Let's see. I'll probably have to take the camera off. Yeah, so some kind of group gathering there. Let's pick a few more. Yeah, that one's a little brighter. You can. So let me just pull one more, and if it's another group, we'll figure this is all just like dinner pictures, and we'll just throw that whole box in. Yeah, so there's another one. So let's see what else we have. But so we'll do this box. Well, if I can get it back in the box here. There we go. All right, so you get those, and then let's just pull a stack of these out. Maybe we'll find something cool. These look like it could be maybe military gathering there. Then here's some kind of aerial shot. Tell you what, well, that one's kind of dark to see. Whatever that one is that stone? Well, no. First I thought maybe it was Stone Mountain, but I don't think it is. You have this group of people here. We'll just do this whole stack. I'm not sure what that is. This looks like a military base here. Here, let me move these out of the way. Yeah, maybe like on a military base. Yeah, because then he's in uniform there. Looks like barracks again. Looks like maybe the military base again. There's that same soldier. There's that. Somebody in front of a house. Not sure what that one is. And then this one here, and then tell you what, I'll pull another one. I'll pull these that we won't look at. So you're going to get this whole stack here plus this box. And we will go ahead. Let's go ahead and run this one. And it is running. Thank you, Perry Land. Hey, Matthew Matt, Debbie Howe, Robert Miss, Alley Cat, anybody else I've missed. Thanks for coming in tonight. It's doing kind of an unboxing. I mean, most of the box has been open now because we've been doing this for 3 nights, but it's just stuff we didn't look at before. All right, Prairie Land, thank you. Put that with your other slide or other negatives there. And we can come back and do some more slides later. Let me do one lot of these old Christmas cards and see if there's any interest there. Then we'll run one of the scrapbooks. So these are all Christmas cards. I believe they're from the 1930s. So let me move my box now. All right, so here's one that says Merry Christmas, and it was pre-printed with somebody's name. And then here's another one. It's just a card. Here's Christmas greetings. This one still has the original envelope, and it's 1933. Here's another one with the original envelope from 1933. It's from Ellis T. Bookhofer, I think. Here's another one with the original envelope, Season's Greetings. And it is also from 1933, Anniston, Alabama. Here's Christmas Greetings. Here's just another card. Here's the season's best wishes to you. And then it opens up this way. Here's another one with the envelope. 1933. So most of these appear to be from the year 1933. Maybe it was one collection. Just a thought on Christmas Day. Just a friendly word to say. Then here's May Health and Content. And once again, I guess that's the envelope. Oops, sorry about that. But it doesn't have a stamp on it. This is just the way these came. So there's that one. And then there's that one. Let me go ahead and start this. And I have some more I can throw down as people bid. So let's go ahead and start. 15 seconds and it's off and running for the 1930s Christmas cards. See if we get a bid here. All right, Deborah. So we'll put a couple more in there. There's another one with an envelope. And this one's got this envelope. All right, shop today. And there's that one. And you unlock gold shop today, so make sure you check out your coupon. I'll put this with your other items. All right, let's do another one of the scrapbooks. Just grab this one. So this one's lot 4. Let me pin that. This one has 46 items in it. And these are from the 40s because it's got March 1945 up top. And these are also in with photo corners, it looks like. So no glue, no cards were harmed in the making of this album. Looks like these are wedding ones here. And here's a Kindest Greetings. This scrapbook's not in as good a condition as the other one, Christmas 1945. Welcome in Angie Bliss, Bussar, welcome in. IT Dans, thank you for coming in. Anybody else I missed? We're going through third day in a row of going through this these two rather large ephemera states that I purchased, and there's probably going to be enough to have a fourth show, but we'll see. Here's March 17th, 1946. So this was their wedding anniversary. Here's some Easter cards. Birthday. There's a dog one, birthday wishes. And then here's I guess it's a cruise, the United States Lines. I don't know if that's a menu. Yeah, it's a menu. So have a menu from a cruise line, then a good luck from Clovelly, then a souvenir log from the U.S. Lines, and then this postcard here, and then this postcard with the boots. Is that it? Let's see. Nope, there's a few more things back here. Then you have some 21st birthday wishes. Then you have this key that says 21 on it. Yeah, so I think all these may be birthday cards. Let's see, that might be it. Yep, I think that's it. This one also had a pre-bid, so let me... Hey, Rocky, Chip and Sissy, welcome in. So let me go ahead and get this one started. It does have a $20 pre-bid, and it is off and running. So you have the birthday cards, you have the cruise ship menu over here, some postcards, and then everything else are greeting cards in here. And that's mentioned, this, as you can see, this scrapbook's not in near as good a shape. All right, Desiree, thank you. Just right. Oops. Yes, they did Music Exposed. Let me grab some envelopes and negatives. I'll tell you what, let me run this real quick and see if there's any interest. So this is the coronation of Queen Elizabeth on an 8mm film. And if we look inside it, it does. Let's see if we can show it. Yeah, so looks like it's Castle Films, and it says Coronation of Queen Elizabeth. So it does appear to be what it says it is on the outside. I do not have a film projector anymore to watch it with, but we'll see if there's any interest in that. I'm not sure what year that would have been. Does anybody know when the Queen Elizabeth was court? Was it the 40s? 52. Okay, 1952. All right, so we'll see if there's any interest in here, and it is running. The Coronation of Queen Elizabeth 8mm film. Season 1 of The Crown. All right, no interest. Oh, yeah, Prairie Land comes in at the last second, so... All right, thank you for the bid on that. Put that up there. let me grab a couple envelopes and negatives. I think that's what's in these. And then y'all let me know, do you want to see more photos, more postcards, just miscellaneous stuff? I can build some like miscellaneous lots. Yeah, so, well, that might be all that's in there. Yeah, those two aren't worth spitting on, but I'll keep it in there. Let's see what we have in this one. Yeah, this one looks better. Let's see what we have here. Can't really tell what that one is. There's somebody standing in front of their house. Two women on an island, it looks like. Some of these are color and some are black and white, it looks like. There's a graduation one. Here's another graduation one. Graduation. Sunken Gardens entrance. Where's Sunken Gardens? Does anybody know? I think I've heard of it, but I'm not sure where it is. Wow, look at that hair. Get this stuff out of the way. Be easier to see it. Yeah, look at that hair. There's palm tree. So I think we've seen that same lady before. There's that one. There's that. Yeah, there's the Sunken Gardens entrance again. Yeah, she did look like Kate Pearson, or whatever the other girl's name is. All right, so there was that one. So you get, let's see, so the first one we'll throw it in just because I pulled it out. So there's that one. Then this one's got a whole bunch in it. I'm not going to show them all. We'll show a couple just to kind of see what might be in them. Looks like somebody in a lawn chair. So you'll be surprised on some of these. There's a house. Some people sitting on the porch. People under a tree. So we'll do that one. I'll do all these envelopes I pulled out. So you got that one, and then this one here says color prints. We'll just look at one of them. There's that one. Looks like there's only 3 or 4 in that one. Here's a loose one. And then here's one that says Acme Photo Finishing Service, Fred Warwick. I was looking to see if it had a date. I don't see a date. It was 64 cents though. I think there's some more in there I didn't pull out. Looks like they're in front of a cabin. Is that a boat maybe? Can't tell. Yeah, because it looks like they're on a big boat. On that one. Then there's some more down in there as well. And then 2 more. So that one even has this. So there's some in this one. And then there's a bunch in this one. Just looks like family pictures. This one you can see real good. Oh, they're in front of a water wheel, like a mill somewhere. Yeah, there they are in front of that same water wheel. So all those, we'll do all these negatives here. See if there's anybody other than Prairieland who likes this stuff. And it is running. Looks like Prairieland's got a monopoly on the negatives. So let me stick those up there with your other stuff. And so what is... Yeah, I know subject matter is important. I mean, and they're so hard to look at, too, without, just having the right lighting and stuff. Tell you what, let's just do kind of a miscellaneous thing. I have several miscellaneous boxes of stuff. I'm not sure what. This is just a notebook that looks like it's got recipes in it. So some are glued, some are handwritten. Eggless, butterless, milkless cake. So what's in it? Had raisins in it. So you got that. Here's Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Here's a postcard from, that's in Chattanooga, Tennessee. Well, don't burn yourself. If it comes to that, go ahead and bid. So here's something I written my prayer tonight. This looks like it's the cover for that recipe book that we saw first. Here's a birth announcement. 1960, Janet Marie. Here is presented to Alda M. Miller for attending school every day the 6th month, 1907. Here's some kind of little die cut, maybe. It's like a flower of some sort. Here is to thank you. Let's see what else we got. Here is, it's a real photo postcard of a class, but the postcard's got some condition issues, but some kind of school class it looks like. Here's some photos. So we'll just build a big ephemeral. Is she pregnant? She might be pregnant. He's got his Speedo on. Here's somebody holding a baby. Here's another school group photo. And there's somebody's school photo, 5th grade. Is that the same girl? I think it is. 6th grade. I think she's the same person. Here's, he's got his blanket on. That's Mama and Granddaddy. There's Mama and Daddy. Paul, Doris, Anna Doris. Anne and Doris, I guess. There's Carl in the swimming pool. There's Jerry. There's George and Rex. There's 4 little kids. There's the same 4 kids. Let's see. I think that's that same girl. She looks a little younger. Maybe that's 4th grade. Let me pull out a few more things. Here is a new commandment I give unto you, so our little Bible cards. And here's some slides. Let's see if we can see them. These were just loose slides. I can't. They're so dark. I think that's a Christmas tree here. Yeah, there's an, is that the space shuttle? I think that's the space shuttle there. Oh, there's Cinderella's castle. So I guess that's it. Disney, I think is that Disney World or Disneyland? There's another Christmas tree. It's hard to see. So we saw a space shuttle in Disneyland. I'm not sure what this one is. If anybody can see that. There's somebody on a dock, I think it is. I'm not sure about that one either. You got to make sure you're looking at it the right way, but I can't. Oh, man, I can't tell what that is. Oh, is it Sea? Maybe it's SeaWorld or something? It's something splashing in the water, so I bet it's SeaWorld since we've seen some like the space shuttle and the uh, Disney. So those are probably all Florida scenes of some sort, would be my guess. And let me grab some more stuff. We'll do another stack of letters next. All right, tell you what, I got some stuff here, so we'll start it, and then I'll just throw down like I've been doing as long as y'all are bidding. So here's best wishes to you and the new baby. So a little bit of everything in this lot. It's one of the what I call a ephemera starter lot. So if you're just getting into collecting ephemera, let me make sure I'm organized here and ready to keep going, throwing things down. All right, we're going to start at $5 start, 15 seconds. As long as there's bidding, I'll keep putting stuff on the stack. Here we go. All right, here's a birthday card. Here's a baby card. Here's some kind of Christmas card. Here's some kind of a pulley drawing. Here's a card, birthday greetings. Here's the cover of 1888, something or another. And Desiree won that one. A little bit of everything in there. Let's see, where's your stack? There it is. Tell you what, I'm going to start another stack for you since your scrapbook's down there. Let me write your name down real quick. And we'll pull out another thing of letters here. I don't know. I don't know if that was in there or not, but it was laying on the table, so I'm gonna put it with your stuff. And I'm about to have to go to get some more sticky notes. Oh, you're welcome. All right, so we got letters coming up. All right, so this is 1947, so just after World War II. It's the Marine Fighting Squad in San Francisco, California. And I'll tell you what, we're not going to read every one of these. We'll just let them be a surprise. We may look at a couple. That one's 1947. 1947. Looks like these are all to the same guy. 1947. So I know we had a lot to this same guy from like 1943, 44 time frame last show. So now we're getting into a little bit later time. Let's just look at one. This looks like it's from his mom. Dear Herbert, how are you today? We are all very well. Have not been working much. It stays too wet. Dad and I raked and cleaned the garden. So just a kind of a letter from home. And then we have 1947, 1949, 1949. Let's see if we have some older ones too here in a minute. 1948, 47, 37. Let's see what this one is. That one's just an envelope, so no letter in that one. This one's 1918. This one's also just an envelope. Let me make sure these. I know we had some envelopes last night. Yeah, this may be the ones that we looked at. Well, no, because some of those have letters. Yeah, so now we're back into letters. 1947. This one's 19. They wrote airmail right over the date. Cumberland Avenue, Knoxville, Tennessee. Dear Hub, I've been in to write you ever since I started summer school. So this may have been a girlfriend or something writing him. I'm not sure of the date on that one. It's covered up. But get that one. Let me put a few more in here. If I can get it back in the envelope. Look and see if all these are. Yeah, this whole stack's more like 47, 48. So let me put a few more, then we'll run it. There's 47. So most of these will be a surprise what the contents are. Looks like a lot of them are from his mom. So he kept every letter that was ever written to him, though. All right, we'll do one more, and we'll go ahead and run these. I need to switch back to this one. All right, this is running now. $5 start. Thank you, Desiree. While they are bidding, I'm going to see if I can see. Let me pull and see. We'll just run the rest of what's in this envelope, or this, baggie next. I think it may be more wartime stuff. So, all right. Thank you so much. All right. Let's see what else in here. So, pretty good stack of stuff. All right. So, this is a U.S. government motor fuels tax exemption, 1932. I certify that I have this day purchased 10 gallons of gas at 13 cents per gallon and 1 quart of oil at 20 cents per quart. Wow. And that was in Knoxville, Tennessee. Here's a photo. 1929. Here's somebody's business card. Here's a note to R.J. Russell, Knoxville Indian Refining Company. So it's a canceled check from 1923. 90 days. Oh, this is a promissory note. So from 1923. Here's a postcard from 1927. Dear Bob, stellar children. Hope all well. Am able to be something. Did get a little wet over here, it looks like. Here's another handwritten letter. Private Jim Muska, Camp Pickett, Virginia. Hello. Well, do you remember when you threw some cards out to be mailed somewhere in Tennessee? Our boss picked them up, and we just wanted you to know that we mailed them for you. Tell your friend John Valentine that we also mailed his card. Glad that you like our state so well. I guess you can tell by that we read your cards. We think we have a grand state too and wish you could have enjoyed it more. Good luck, soldier. That's wild. So, wonder what exactly happened there. Here's a 1924 it's a form. It's a 1099 form from 1924. He made $3,888.76. Hey, Cat Boo. Hey, Fabulous Fine. Uzi does it. Anybody else I missed? Thanks for coming in. Here's some more tax return information. Here's an actual tax return for 1922. And then here's Dear Brother Glenn. some opposed to any one of us serving to have one. So this is a family drama. Another family drama letter, it looks like. Probably divide this lot of stuff into roughly half. We'll run half of it and then run the other half. So there's a lot in here. Notice of administrator's mail of personal property. They had clocks, a washstand, 3 new sweaters, 1 old wheelchair, 5 quilt tops, 9 pillowcases. Some sale will be in, some's under $5 cash, all amount. I guess they're having to sell all his personal property for some reason. Here's another tax return for 1942. Here's an old letter from 1926. Dear Bro. Yeah, talking about Rube and stuff again. So maybe some more family drama in that. This family appeared to have a lot of drama. If I can get it back in there. There we go. And they doodled on the back. This one's 1937. Yes, we all do. There's one to Rube. Just received your letter, and I was not only surprised, but really disgusted the way you and Bob is carrying on over the, let's see, hardly waiting for poor mother's travels to something off before starting. Yeah, so definitely some more drama there. Then we have this letter from 1946, or a card. Seems like this family did not get along real well. Some kind of ledger here. Let's see. Let me do a few more things, then we'll start it. 1937. Dear Bro, this leaves all. Let's see. While we're coming, I'm feeling fairly good today, but was in bed 2 days this last week. Before I left Harriman on Wednesday, yeah, I'm not sure. It's local to me, though, because it's in Harriman and I'm in Knoxville. Here's another ledger, pages. Here's a Knoxville, Tennessee. Dear Bro, we'll try to write you a few lines. Mother went away, was so sorry you could not be with her. She was in only about 8 days, blah, blah, blah. And then whatever this is, inter-office communication. Dear Papa, I want to see you. Come to see us soon. Wish you was here so I could sleep with you. Bring Robert and me some oranges and candy. Goodbye from your little girl, Helen. Here, we'll do one more and then we'll run this. So this is a complete inventory of the state of Mrs. M.P. Russell, deceased. So this is everything she owned. She had 16 quilts, 7 large pictures. She had a bed tick. What's a bed tick? 7 stands bees, 1 old-fashioned bureau, 8 counterpanes, a wash basin and a pitcher, 3 feather beds. Oh, she had, okay, and then she had $300 cash, $428 in CDs, a war savings stamp for 5, and then a note of Clint and Rachel Williams for 25. So cool. All right, we're gonna run all that, and it is off and running. Nice lot of early 1920s, 1930s stuff there. Thanks for the bids, everyone. Then we'll run the rest of it next. I guess I need to run that scrapbook after this because I think that's the only other thing that's got a pre-bid. Oh, yeah. So I'll run it, and then we can get back to postcards and whatever else y'all want to see. Somebody's going to have a good time reading all these family drama letters. All right, shop today. Let's see, where is your stack? There we go. And by the way, anybody who bought stuff on, I said 3 days in a row. I didn't run a show yesterday. It was Thursday, Friday, and today. Excuse me. But everything from those 2 shows has been shipped out. So I shipped the stuff from Friday out on Saturday and the stuff out from Thursday on Friday, I think. So some of y'all will get your stuff early this coming up week. All right, here's a letter from I can't see when it's from. Let's see if it's dated on the inside. Just 521 in Tennessee. It almost looks like it's 19 something. So first I thought maybe it said 18, but I think it's 19. Yeah, this one's 1928 here. So we'll let that one be a surprise. Sorry about that. This one's Citizens Bank and Trust Company. This might just be an envelope, but it's got some cool stamps and stuff on it. So we'll throw that in. This one was from Crab Orchard, Tennessee in 1914. Bob and Stella's and children. Once again, I wonder if Millicent's memories ever came in. I know she likes the Tennessee stuff. 1917, the Kentucky home in Hendersonville, North Carolina. That's interesting. Let's see. The Kentucky home, Hendersonville, North Carolina. It's 2,250 feet above sea level. Dear Stella, how are you feeling this beautiful morning? Hope you are just fine. I had the headache all day yesterday, but feeling okay this morning. So it's got the cool flag cancellation on that one. And then we got a couple of postcards. This one's, well, one postcard. It's from Cleveland, Tennessee. It's got some wear on it. This one's from 1927. That may just be that one's just an envelope. And then here's one from 1926, the Union National Bank. Dear Mrs. Russell, you are the mother of a splendid young man in my Sunday school class. Breakfast at church, and let's see, congratulate you on being the mother of such a splendid boy. Okay, so the gist of it is this lady liked her son, so she wrote her a letter. That's nice. Get a drink of water here real quick. All right, then we're 1937 here. Tell you what, we won't let that one be a surprise. 1939, Los Angeles, California. Long way from home. And I think that one's just an envelope. Maybe that's what was in there. That one's also just an envelope, I think. One day I'm going to find money in one of these. Then 1927. We'll let that one be a surprise. That one, this one looks a little older. Let's see. Yeah, this one's coming apart. Yeah, so you got the top parts torn off of this one, but this one was from 1929, so about the same age. Just the paper's more brittle. Here's one that was written in Rutledge, Tennessee in 1924. Dear Bob and Stella. Somebody will have to put together a family tree for this family. There's a letter. That one, 1938. Dear Uncle, got your letter when I got home Saturday. Glad to hear from you. All leaves us okay at present. I am working in Tallahassee at present. I don't know if it was in this envelope. Here's another one here from Rutledge, Tennessee. We'll just go ahead and do the rest of the stuff in this stack. 1937. Here's a ripped, deposits or a check, I guess it is. Here's an empty envelope that's got the buy war saving bonds and stamps on it. Here's 1937. This looks like another letter. That one might be an empty envelope. This one's got a cool airmail stamp on it. It came from Los Angeles, California. It is empty. This one's got a letter in it. That one's empty. And then this one is also empty, I think. Yeah. So you do have some empty envelopes in this. Here's a coupon of some sort. And some of these loose letters may have gone in these envelopes too. So that may be why they're empty. Dear Bob and all, how are you all? Not heard from any of you wrote to your something. This one's 1937 and it does have a letter inside it. Here's one with a letter inside it, 1936, 1937. Here's another loose letter, just about to the bottom here. Then we'll run the scrapbook. Then we'll just run whatever y'all want me to. 1927, 1937, 1926, 1938, 1928, and all these have had letters in them. 1928. Bob, dear son. That one's from 1926. Please write me. Aw, son needs to write his dad. There's one somebody scribbled on. Here's 1935. This one had a rubber band around it. 1946. And then here's more scribbles. I guess maybe a kid wrote him something. All right, so that's it. So we're going to run this, and it's off and running. Lots of letters in there. 1920s and 1930s. Who else got to go to work tomorrow in the morning? I do this full time, so really no day's different than the other. I work just as much on Saturday and Sunday as I do on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. But let's see, Desiree won that one. But I have a ton of stuff to package. I'll have all this whatnot packaging, and I have a bunch of stuff that I've sold on other platforms as well. So, all right, so that emptied that envelope. Okay, let's do this scrapbook, and then we'll get back to the other stuff. So this is going to be lot 3. Let me pin that. All right, so this is mostly baby cards, I think. Here's a school class photo. And this one has, I'm not sure how many items are in this one. Of course, I can't get the page to turn here. There we go. And it looks like these and this book are glued in. So, lot of baby stuff here. Yeah, even before I was a full-time reseller, I I did a lot of remote work. I was working remote before remote working was a thing. Um, Going back in like the early to mid 90s. I lived in Knoxville and worked in Nashville, and um, was able to connect and do most things I needed to do. My last job, though, I was working at Erlanger Hospital in Chattanooga, and I live in Knoxville, so I was driving an hour and a half plus to work every day. Well, 3 days a week. Then I worked from home the other 2 days, and that got old pretty quick. But I did it for 5 years, and now I still do some consulting for Erlanger, but that's all remote. So this is all just different greeting cards. And this one's a $15 start, and it does have a pre-bid. So just show everything that's in here real quick. Some stack of cards there, a couple there, a stack there, and then a stack back here. Then we have a baby photo, and I think that's it. So anyway, everything in this scrapbook, that one's been a little bit. And the cover of this one's in good shape. Some of the pages are kind of brittle. So let's go ahead and get this one started. And it is running. I don't know how many cards were in that one, but thanks for the bids, everyone. Looks like Lunachick 24 is going to take that one. All right. I'll be right back. I got to run in my office right here next door and grab my other sticky notes. All right. All right, so what do we want to see? Is there anybody? Let's see. We can do postcards. I can do some more slides. I can do. I think I probably have some more letters. Certainly some more miscellaneous stuff. Negatives. Yeah, just lots of photos too. So first one who says something, I'll pull that, and then we'll move negatives. Yeah, we'll do a few negatives here, and then I'll ask again, and we'll switch to something else. All right, here's a couple of different. Let's see if we can get an idea of what any of this stuff is. Is that? Oh yeah, this is. Oh look, it's like a porpoise jumping up and somebody's feeding it. Then there's a garbage can. Is that a bear? I think it might be a bear in a garbage can, but I'm not 100% sure. I can't even tell which way it goes. Yeah, I'm not sure what that is. This looks like some kind of machinery. There's some gears and stuff there. Looks like a sailor. It's an old car of some sort. There's the porpoise again. Let me move that stuff out of the way. There's the porpoise again. There's a boat going down the river. A truck or something. I'm not sure what all. There's somebody holding a baby. Bunch of kids sitting on somebody's lap. Hugging a little girl. Little girl walking past a pen with maybe a dog in it. That one. I'm not sure what that one is. It's kind of dark. That one's also kind of dark. It's like maybe they're camping or something and they're in the woods. Not sure what that one is. Somebody walking past something. Yeah, it's like more machinery. Maybe looks almost like a ride of some sort. Yeah, where there's whatever. Can't tell what it is. Oh yeah, they must be at an amusement park because that looks like the little boat ride that you ride around in a circle. And then whatever they're doing. And then there's all these strips of negatives. I don't know if we'll be able to see what's on them or not. Let me pull. Because I'll never be able to get them back in if I pull them out. But I cannot tell what that is at all. So yeah, anyway, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There's around 12 of those. So you're getting all the ones that look like we had some SeaWorld pictures, some like maybe amusement park. So let's go ahead and run this, start auction, and that's off and running. All right, Prairieland. Thanks for the bid. Let's see. Let me put these in your corner back here. All right, what next? Postcards. I've got a whole nother bag of something. I don't know what's in it. I would think they could, can't they, Prairieland? And I know one thing you can do shop today, there's an app on your phone. You can take a picture of a negative and it'll give you the picture on your phone, which is pretty cool. I've done that before. Hey, well, here's a couple of envelopes and stuff. Let me just pull these out and we'll see what's in them. All right, we'll do some postcards. Well, there are some postcards in this, it looks like. So, and then we'll do just a lot of pretty postcards. Let's see. So this stuff came from, I think this is the first lot. All right, let's just see what else in here. This is something from 1930. I guess like a homemade Christmas card, it looks like. Here's some, these look modern, but they're like little die cut type deals. Whoa. Here's a postcard, looks German. Here's a postcard that's Tennyson's home. And here's an Italian postcard. Here's a postcard, the Fair Mile in Kenley. This is a postcard, it looks Dresden, so I guess German. There's a bunch of older postcards. So here's to the one I love, 1909. Here's the chain of friendship. Here's best wishes with the little cherubs on it. Oops. Here is pains of love be sweeter far than all other pleasures are. 1910. Here's a bead to my Valentine. Here's love greetings to my Valentine. Here's gossips to my Valentine. Then here's to my heart's delight. 1908. That one's a tux. Here's absence. There's some kind of carriage with a bunch of birds pulling it and riding in it. There's to my Valentine. To my Valentine. There's a little trade card for diamond importers. Watches, clocks, jewelry, and music boxes. There's a Valentine. There's affections offering. It's another tux postcard. To my sweet love. Undivided back. Love's fond message. Valentine's postcard. There's a Valentine greeting. Another Valentine's card. 1910. To my Valentine. Undivided back. There's to my Valentine. There's some kind of little die cut type deal. It's kind of got some staining on it. There's to my Valentine. That one's from 1908. There's a Valentine greetings. Then this one, it's a bunch of cherubs on that one. August 29th, 1903, with love, Edna. There's a remember me. There's a how I miss you. And there's a you're mine. And then there's to my Valentine. Undivided back. So I'll tell you what, let's do this whole stack of stuff. So lots of really old postcards in there, Valentine's postcards and some other things. I think I need to pin this lot. All right, we're going to start it, and it is running. Lots of great antique postcards in this one for sure. I love this one. It's got some staining on the edge, but it's still cool. All right, Desiree got that one. Let's see. I think I'll move Desiree down here on another shelf. Her stack's getting pretty big. I always worry about my stacks falling over and mixing together. It's never happened, so don't worry, but I'm always nervous that that's going to happen, or like while I'm sleeping, my cat's going to like jump on the shelves or something. But anyway. All right, let's see what we have in the rest of this stuff that was in these bags. I don't know what's similar about all these that they put them together. Here's a little die cut head, like an angel head. Here's a postcard. It looks modern. Yeah. There's another modern postcard. Here's a best wishes, like a little trade card with a blank back. Here's a joyful Christmas postcard. Here's another one with birds on it. Here's a Merry Christmas. These all have birds. Happy Christmas. Merry Christmas. And a Merry Christmas. We'll see if we have any people who like birds in here. There's Merry Christmas. This one's 1909. That's the date on the bottom of it. There's Christmas Greeting. Here's a little Easter card. Oh, that one's cool. Look at the little elves or whatever for Easter. Is that the no? There's a that's wild. So it's the exact same drawing, but they just put a different background. And then there's some little soldier chicks. Oh look, this is the chick is shooting at the rabbit, and the rabbit's hightailing it out of there. There's the chick and the bunny come together. Maybe they're doing a truce or something. Broadcasting for a missing member. We missed you at Sunday school last week. To hope to see you there next Sunday. It's the old guilt you into coming to church postcard. Here's a Tux postcard. I'll look at that one. I love that. The little girl's holding the bunny. Your absence last Sunday disappointed everybody. We like you. We want you to be with us next Sunday. So Mr. P and Mrs. P and Biddle was not making it to church. Highland Church misses you. So does your teacher. Won't you join us Sunday morning, Miss Farr? That's hilarious. Here's an Easter joy. Yeah, I know it is a little much. Easter greeting. Then there's, I guess these kind of go together. You got the boy and the girl. And you got the rooster with the little girl. There's a lot of good imagery on these postcards. Here's a happy birthday. These are embossed here. A happy birthday. A happy birthday on you standing at the portal of another year, your new year. Day you learn that the art of being happy is the art of discovering the depths that lie in the daily common things. It's very deep. Easter greetings with the two bunnies kissing each other. Then you have a joyous Easter with the Easter bunnies dancing. There's some long, skinny bunnies. This one's got a chip out of the bottom. That one is a tux. Here's another Easter postcard. Another Easter postcard. I think that's nope, not exactly the same. The bird's in a different location. And then here's a joyful Easter. They've been painting that egg. It does look hand painted. It's very embossed. And then finally a happy Easter. So that was everything that was in that envelope. I'll go ahead and start this. And it is running. So some great battling bunnies and chicks in this lot. Lunacheck, thank you. Oh wait, that's weird. I guess that was from. It popped up. Somebody's payment succeeded, but I guess that was from a previous. Maybe somebody's payment had failed earlier, and they just got it pushed through. I love this one. The kind of military themed ones. All right, Scudder Bear takes that one. Let's see. Is that the first one you've won tonight, Scudder Bear? I guess it is. I love looking at these, like this one box of stuff. I have no idea what's in there. It's like the true unboxing. Um, let's see. Let me grab. All right, I'm gonna do. This is for. I'm gonna do one more little lot of slides for Prairie Land. So, oh, cool. Yeah, and oh, that's probably what the payment was. Thank you for that purchase. Okay, I'm gonna do another lot of slides for Prairie Land real quick, and then we'll go back to whatever else y'all want to see. We'll see if we get any good subject matter. There's a boy and a girl holding hands. There's a couple of kids swimming. Family picture. It's like a family picture. Is that a cross behind them, maybe? No, I think that's just like an end of a clothesline, maybe. Oh, look at the car. That one's kind of dark. This one's 1965. Not sure what that is. Sears. That one's really dark. I can't tell what it is. That's two people. Sitting out in front of the garden. In front of their house. Yeah, whoops. Appreciate you sticking around, Prairie Land. It's two bathing beauties at the beach. There they are at the beach again. Not sure what that one is. It's a bunch of old cars going down the highway. Wonder if that's his new car there. Family picture. Another family picture. I will say one cool thing I have. I mean, it's not anything I'm selling, at least not right now. We're in the process of getting our slides digitized, but there is one of our slide boxes said moon landing. And I was a year old when the moon landing happened, or 2 years old. I guess I was 2 years old. And my guess is it must be pictures like of the TV from the moon landing because they were my parents' slides. So I'm looking forward. I haven't even opened the box to look at them, but um, let me pull a few. Tell you what, and then I'll just put a few more for you in here, sight unseen. So got those. So yeah, we'll do this whole stack here, and let's see. This needs to go back to this lot. All right, and those are running. Thank you, Prairie Land. Maybe somebody will come in and give you some competition for the slides, but if not, I'll periodically run a lot for you. All right, thank you. You're welcome. All right, tell you what, let me pull some of the floral postcards from back here. All right, so here's Greetings, Kind and True. These postcard sleeves stick together. 1910 on that one. That one's embossed. A couple of flowers there. 1917. That one's also like an advertisement for the Hart Rockford Seed Farms. May these greetings grow and or true and kind. Oh, and it's got a. Oh no, I thought it said perfect with a U, and I thought that was a cat, but it's just an H. Here's a birthday postcard. Looks like it's got a card on a card. There's birthday souvenirs. I like that one. Here's birthday joys. There's a birthday card there. There's New Year's with the tiger lilies. Then there's Good Morning from Lone Tree, Virginia, or West Virginia rather. Hello, how you was? All the while I received card okay, thought it fine. Come again, your friend PC. It's like texting or something there. To my dear father. Then there's a happy birthday, kind of a gray tone postcard there. There's a floral arrangement. There's birthday greetings, 1910. More birthday greetings. We'll do a few more. And then here's a souvenir from somewhere. They didn't fill it in. And then here's greetings from a friend. There's that one. That one. That one says good luck. Then we have joyous greetings. Let me do two more and then we'll start it. Hearty congratulations. And then this one says Christmas greetings and glitter. Well, actually, I'll throw that one down too. All right. So you got all those so far, and I will keep putting them on the stack as long as y'all are bidding. So let's go ahead and start this, and it is off and running. Welcome in, everybody. I have not been doing a good job keeping up. There's happy birthday. There's a busy little postcard. Here's a horseshoe. A happiness be yours. Here's greetings from New Providence, New Jersey. Well, there's Josie Matheson. And then we'll go ahead and put these two in there too. So, and those are going to Lunachick. Let's see, where's your stack? There it is. Alright, let me see what else I got. Oh, I still have a huge. Let's see what else in this bag here. That's funny. I'm not listening yet. Alright. It's the University of Tennessee Department of Music first annual percussion clinic in 1969. I'm not going to do all these newspaper clippings. So let's see. Here's a jazz sextet from Knoxville College, 1967. Oh, look. So here's how you can play. I guess this is when touch tone first came out. Push button phone would become America's newest musical instrument. Each of the buttons, when pushed, produces a different musical tone. So if you punch 333-63213, a telephoner can play a respectable rendition of Raindrops Keep Falling on My Head. If you play 1199009, you can play Twinkle Twinkle Little Star. So hey, if you still have a push button phone, you might want to win this lot and you can become musical with it. Well, I'm not going to show these newspaper clippings, but let's see what else. I'm just going to put these in. So there's some newspaper clippings. You can see what you get. Yeah. Let me see if there's anything else in here. This seems to be a lot of newspaper clippings. Let me see if there's anything exciting here. Here's NBC radio corrections for 1953. Here's the Kiwanis Club of Northside Knoxville, 1963. So some letterhead for the Kiwanis Club. Here's some professional instruction for classical guitar. Here's like a phone list for some people, like musical instruments. I don't know if it was a class. Let me see if what else is in here. All right, here's a letter from the Birdland Theater Restaurant in New York, New York. Let's see what's in here. Birdland thanks you for your continued patronage and would like to wish you a happy holiday. So it's like that's pretty cool. And then a Christmas wish. Merry Christmas from Birdland in the jazz corner of the world. So that is pretty cool. I wonder if Birdland's still around. And then here's a letter from 1954. Looks like it came from London, Virgin Islands, and sent to Knoxville. Oh, it's got pictures in it, I think. No, yep. They're so small, they're hard. Oh, here we go. They did write the hall again, or the mall again, this time from the other direction. The building at the end is Buckingham Palace. Oh, okay, so that's looking towards Buckingham Palace. That is the mall, which leads into Trafalgar Square. Okay, so these are pictures from London, England. I thought it said Virgin. Oh, yeah, I guess it's, what would that be? London, something NI, and then E, maybe that's England. So I guess this is a letter. Let me see. Oh, yeah, it's just a very long letter, I think. Dear Mrs. Somebody, thank you so much for your letter. That's almost, is that even real writing or is that printed? It looks printed, but it's because it's very, very neat. But anyway, so it's a letter from London, England with some pictures in it. Hey, Mr. Paul 123. Hey, Millicent's Memories. You missed a bunch of Tennessee stuff, like a lot of letters and stuff from the 20s and 30s that were really cool. And we might have some more, though. Here's a sympathy card. Here's another letter from 1943. So it's from a soldier. Let's see what's in this one. Yeah, so it looks like maybe a letter home. Oh, that's okay. I know you would have liked them, though, so here's a claim check. So far, my favorite thing in this is probably the Birdland. In fact, I'm going to set it off to the side. Yeah, I'm not even sure if it's worth putting this stuff in there. I don't know what this is. It's like like a little booklet or a seat booklet, but it's a diary. They've used it as a diary or something. Tell you what, I'm not going to show all this, but there's just a bunch of like stuff in there. It might be fun to look through, so we'll put it down. Tell you what, let's go ahead and run this. It's got a couple of cool letters, and then we'll pull some more stuff out of there because this one's going to be kind of heavy. So let me make sure I'm on the right one. It needs to go back to that one. Hold on. All right, here we go. So we'll start this one. How about we'll start this one for 3 and see if there's any interest, and it is running. So I love the Birdland Jazz letter and then the letter from London. Then you have just all this stuff to look through. I have no idea what it is. A letter from a soldier, 1943. Classic guitar. What was that? A Kiwanis? No, yeah, Kiwanis Club letter. And then some newspaper clippings. I think this one could actually be a pretty good deal. I know jazz stuff can be good. So, all right, Lunatic. Let me put this with your other stuff. Might have to start a new stack for you as well. Cool. All right, let's go ahead and pull some more stuff out of this box and just see what's in here. So here's a 1970 Worldwide Record Collectors Directory. So I guess... I guess these are actually... I thought it would be a catalog of records. I guess these are actually people who collect records. And it's got all their addresses and stuff. Anyway, we'll put that one in there. There's a loose page. And then here's the 1965 edition. So, a blue book of the world's collectors. So, I guess those were the who's who and people who collect records. And then here's Needle, Record Collector's Guide. So it's like jazz stuff. Oh yeah, it's like catalogs of like here's Jelly Roll Morton. So I'll have Jelly Roll Morton's records and Mugsy Spanier. So different jazz record stuff there. Here's the Selmer band manual. So these are all kind of booklets. Got that. Here's the Hollywood Premium Record Guide. Tell you what, I'm going to take this. Let's just see if we can keep this all to record stuff here. Hollywood Premium Record Guide, a ready reference on collector's items and popular records. So let's see if there's Wingy Manone. So if you're looking at any Wingy Manone records, Duke Ellington, Bing Crosby, Hoagie Carmichael, Cab Calloway. So yeah, that's kind of cool. And here's the Whirlings for Dixieland records. The second line. So looks like all this. So this came from the New Orleans Jazz Club. Jelly Roll Morton, King of the Piano. So I don't know if you're a jazz person, this stuff might be really good. Okay, here's something about blues singer Ida Cox rediscovered after 16 years in retirement. It's just a newspaper article from 1961, but it's about a jazz musician. Here's the U.S. Air Force Jazz Ensemble. I guess this was a jazz ensemble here. Here's a Duke Ellington. Let's see if it's a... I don't know if it was like a concert type deal, but it talks about his vocalist and There's a picture of him. So yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, here's Duke Ellington and his orchestra, 1972, at the Knoxville Civic Auditorium. Looking to see if he signed it or anything. So there's another one of those. Let me just make sure there's no other. Okay, here's something where jazz lives. Oaklawn Books. Jazz book record catalog. Well, there. I don't see any other books in there, so we'll start this. The first few record things. Yeah, so these two things and that and that. Is that okay? Yeah, I'll run those four and then I might have some more jazz stuff in there to throw with it. So we'll run these first. And let me make sure I'm on the right lot. I am. You're welcome. All right, so this is just for these four, and that is running. That'll probably work out better from a weight standpoint anyway, so then I'll see if there's a few things we can throw in with this other jazz stuff. All right, Jason W., that is your first purchase. Let me get your name here. All right, so that leaves, so we have the Whirlings for Dixieland Records, the Oaklawn Books, Jazz Book and Jazz Catalog. We have the two Duke Ellington programs. We have like the Duke Ellington. I'm guessing this probably came from that concert. There was this jazz ensemble, then the U.S. Air Force Jazz, a newspaper article on the blues singer Ada Koch, and then this Jelly Roll Morton program. Let me just make sure, see if there's anything else in here real quick that looks jazz related. Well, maybe this. Let's see. Nope. Yeah, we'll just run what's left. So, and here go to their estate sales. If they're still alive, they were probably pretty old in the 60s. So, all right, here we go. Run next. And this is for everything that's left. Got the Jelly Roll Morton. I like the Duke Ellington stuff. That's pretty cool there. All right, Prairieland. Thank you. Yeah, the programs are cool. Well, let's just see. I guess I'll just see what else is in this bag, and we'll just. Yeah. Sorry for the crinkling. All right, so let's see what we got. 1965. Oh, so it's funny. We're doing ephemera, and it says, Dear PC, very many thanks for the stamps. Of particular interest are the checks. The first time I've had those revenue stamps on a document. So this was in 1965, and this guy collects stamps, and then he starts talking about music down here, too. I don't know. It's in White Bluff, Tennessee. So I'm not exactly sure what all that is, but it's trash. Here's another record. So jazz. This is more jazz, like catalog type stuff. I don't know. It's cut out of a newspaper. I've heard of Steve Kaufman. I'm pretty sure. Here's a percussion clinic for the University of Tennessee. Here's a Newport Jazz Festival program. Well, no, let's see. The Newport Jazz Festival, Jazz on a Summer's Day, featuring Louis Armstrong, Mahalia Jackson. So Big Maybelle. Oh, so I guess, it was a film. Okay, so it's a movie. I see. So, yeah, so the Newport Jazz Festival, that's the one up in the New England. And they must have made a movie, and I guess they played at different theaters. So that's something from that. Here's something from the Jazz Record Exchange. Here's Tennessee State University. I was in the audience of your recent concert at Austin East High and wish to commend your band on a fine performance. I was disappointed by the size of the audience, but I performed a performance by the great Woody Herman, and the audience was even smaller. So Austin East. Here's something from the Child and Child Law Offices in Knoxville. Let's see what this is. It's just a thank you. The unpredictableness of the high school age leaves us all gasping and sometimes groping. I wished I could convey to you my concern over the attitudes and behavior last week, but I can only try to understand and hope you can do the same. Because of their failure to appreciate you and your friend's sacrifice for them, I'm even more grateful to you and humbly sorry that such good music was underappreciated. I'm not quitting, but plan to work even harder for our children because of one miserable night and the efforts of 6 swell guys. Well, that's sad. Wonder if that was about that same concert that the other guy. Oh, that's just another copy of that same letter. I'm not sure what that letter is. That'll be a surprise. Gentlemen, I purchased a hi-fi tuner amplifier from Allmart department store. This set is in need of repair due to lightning damage. Could you please furnish me with the schematic diagram? Here's a letter from 1969. Here's something from WBR. That's the TV station now. It was radio back then. There's nothing in there. Cool envelope. So this guy must have collected things related to jazz, and it's I used to live near Woodlawn Pike. I think that's the UT student housing, or was back then. So here's another important news announcing a worldwide collectors directory. So guy must have been really into music and records and stuff. Dear Mr. Dixon, I'm closing your list marked either with a check or a bar of the records I'm interested in. The records are for resale as I am a dealer. And I guess there's where he's checked them. Here's another letter here. Please excuse delay in answering this. I have over 1,000 letters to answer. I have Soft Winds by Benny Goodman at $2 and both Lonnie Johnson's records at $3.50 each. So I wonder how long it took him to get back. I have over 100,000 other items. I was going to say, think how much different things were before the internet. This is what you had to do if you were a collector. You wrote letters. It was hard to find stuff. We live in a different world for sure. Yeah, this stuff, I hope y'all are not bored by this. This is really interesting to me, but I have over 450,000 out of print records. Yeah, the number of times you would have to go back and forth probably with people. Here's one from Wham Radio. Well, let's see if we can get an idea of what it is. Yeah, it's on Wham Radio letterhead, whatever it is. 1974. Mr. Nostalgia. More Bros International. Wonder who Mr. Nostalgia is. Let's see. Yeah, just more records they're looking for. There's another Mr. Nostalgia, another Mr. Nostalgia. Here's Hot Record Society presents American Jazz Classics. There's Commodore Classics and Swing. There's something there. Here's another letter. I'm going to assume it has to do with records because it's to the same guy. I am interested in your advice in Kay's Record Finder as to a collection of 1,500 records for sale. And then here's something from the Knoxville Musicians Association. Yeah, it's just like for dues and stuff like that. Let's see if there's anything else. Music Minus One, 1974. I'm not sure. Just more record stuff. Here's Phi Mu Alpha. That's the music fraternity. I do know that. Presents Festival 70. So program there. Here's a telephone directory for the Knoxville Musicians Association. Here's the UT General Alumni Association. Now, here, I'm just going to put the rest of the stuff that was in this envelope in here. Some newspaper clippings. Here's something from Jazz, etc. Here's like maybe a program of some sort. Rita Hamilton, Jazz, etc. Here's a bunch of handwritten stuff. Talks about Benny Goodman clarinet. So it must just be notes on records. It's going to be kind of heavy, but I'm sure it's okay. Yeah, just a bunch more letters and stuff. Something from the Claremont Hotel. There's a postcard. And then there's that Selmer Band. And there's the Maryville College Community Artist Series, 58 and 59. So we'll just do all that together. And here were a few more things as well. I think that's it. That'll take care of that whole bag of stuff. And let's go ahead and run this. I don't think I have any stamps except what's on Postcards, Silver Stack Loot. All right, this is now running. We'll see if there's any interest. Hey, just on weight alone, it should be worth something, right? There'll definitely be some interesting stuff to look through in this, I think. A lot of letters, and it is interesting to see how people collected back in the 60s and 70s versus what you do now. I mean, we're so spoiled. I mean, it's the reason everything got so cheap after eBay, because everybody thought the stuff they had was rare, but it really wasn't. All right. Thank you, Desiree. Let's see. Where did I might have to start you a new stack. Tell you what, I'm going to move all your stuff to this box over here. Give me just a second. I'm going to move that. Let's see. We'll put that in there. I'm just transferring Desiree stuff over, and that'll free me up a spot to put other people's. Desiree. All right. Whew. Yeah, that would be interesting. All right, what do y'all want to see now? It's almost 10 o'clock, so we've been going since 7. We can go a little bit longer. I might be keeping my wife awake in the bedroom in there, but I am in Knoxville, Tennessee. So yeah, just for anybody who wasn't in here earlier, um, I'm Stuart with Franklin Hill Ventures here in Knoxville, Tennessee. The everything we're looking at, I got really fortunate and bought out like two big estates of ephemera this last week. Um, it's always like you're either finding all kind of stuff or you're finding nothing. I found a lot of stuff last week, but so we've been going. This is the third show I've been going through this stuff. Hey, my wife's on. She's probably going to tell me to be quiet. So, hey, Luke, Bastique's. Bastique's another great seller on the platform. Make sure you follow this. Yeah, and if anybody else sells, feel free to put when your next show is or whatever. Tell you what, let's run another lot of. Oh, well, here's some more envelopes of stuff we haven't looked at. So let's see what's in these. Looks like it's mostly postcards, but there might be some other stuff in here. So let's see what we got. All right, so let me change lights here. So here's a postcard with deer. I don't know how old that one is. My thing's filthy now. Here's an advertisement for the new home sewing machine company. So like a trade card. Gustav Seeger, proprietor of the light running new home sewing machine. Here's a postcard, Happiness Be Thine. When we left, and then coming home. This one does have a chip out. Yeah, that one's got some wear. I don't think that one's old either. There's Best Wishes, 1908. Here's a postcard. Wow, they wrote all over the front and on the back, 1911. Got a lot of information on that postcard. Oh, that one's pretty. I don't know that one's old, though. Yeah, this one's seen better days, but I'll throw it in. It is an undivided back, so it's 1907. Here's Sincere Good Wishes. Here is If Santa Claus comes here tonight, we'll catch him and hold him tight. So the kids are waiting up for Santa. This one's got some creasing in it, but it's got Santa on it, A Joyful Christmas. Then here's another one. So these ought to appear to be Santa Claus ones here that were in this Ziploc bag. Ye Jolly Yuletide. And then I dabble with this pen and ink trying to tell you what I think, but the best that I can find to say is greetings, friend, this Christmas day. Then it's a Merry, Merry Christmas. I wish you. Got that one. We're sent to wish you a Merry Christmas. So if you like Santa Claus, then here's one with an angel. There's Mary and Jesus. My Christmas greeting. There's a peaceful Christmas. This one's got glitter on it. There's all good wishes for Christmas. Oh, and then whatever. I wonder what this is. Oh, it's just a. It's like a stand-up Santa Claus. It's just on a hard piece of backing there, and then here's another one. So they're kind of like die cuts. I don't know if they must have sold postcard sleeves as well or something. So there's actually two more in there. Those are kind of cool. And let's see what's in this one. It's like a Christmas like a couple of Christmas cards. There we go. Got that. Yeah, these came out of a scrapbook for sure. We'll just go and do the rest of the stuff that was in this envelope. Greetings of the Christmas at this Christmas time. That one's from 1944. And here was an empty box that had Christmas cards in it at one time. It's another Santa Claus. There's another Santa Claus. It looks like maybe that must have something in. Oh no, never mind. That's just, yeah, it's got something in it. Let's see if we can get this open. Oh, it's a mirror. So, and then we got Season's Greetings from the Sewards, Gracie, Harry, and Annabelle. 1944. All right, so we got that stack of stuff, and we'll go ahead and run this, and it is off and running. We got Deborah Moe in. Thank you. Yeah, I probably will only go another 10 or 15 minutes. I know my wife's got to get up early for work, and I've got some stuff I need to do before I go to bed. So I'll probably run another round of this maybe later this week. All right, Scudder Bear, let me find your stack. Let me run another quick lot of slides for Prairie Land since he has stuck with me this whole time. Let's see, this says Gate City Brides. I have no idea what this is. Oh, it's truly a bride. Maybe like a wedding or something then. Yeah, there's another one. So, I don't know. So, whatever's in this little box here. And then let's see what we got. Maybe we'll find something really interesting. Can't tell what that is. Looks like a couple of kids. So yeah, let me know what you want me to run here in the next 10 minutes or so. Then like I said, we'll probably call it a day after that. Here's the something Washington National Forest in Massachusetts, maybe, or some kind of ship. Maybe we'll get lucky and find like the year Disney opened or something. There's August 1971. Can't tell what that is. It's too dark. It's a big lake. I don't know what lake that is. There you go. Another picture of it. All these are 1971. There's some cattle pulling a cart. There's those. Not sure what they're doing there. It's like a church. Whatever that is. Some kind of monument in front of a tree. Got that one. It's a lake. Oh, there's a lighthouse. Looks like maybe they're up in Maine or something there. Can't see what that sign says. Breton Giant, Breton Giant, so whatever that is. So you got those. the stuff that was in here, and then let me just pull a few more out here. These say 1965 on it, so a couple of these. All right, 1965 ones, and let me switch back to this light. And those are running. Thank you, Prairie Land. One of these times somebody's going to surprise us and throw another bid in there, but doesn't look like it's going to be this time. All right, thank you. All right. Let's see. Let me see what we got here. Let me grab some photos here. Is there any interest in the photo album that I have in the Buy It Now? It's the one, I showed it last time. I mean, I did have a little higher start on it. What is it? It's got a $30 start, I think. Look in the Buy It Now or in the catalog and let me know if you want me to run that. It's like 1922 to 1926, and it's all the same kid, kind of his life for the first 4 years. So, any interest in? I'm just going to run this and see if there's any interest. I think it's cool. It's like a folding Budweiser postcard, and it's the Clydesdales. You know, I don't think so. Luna Chick, I think 30 is really fair on that one. So I'll probably just save it if there's no interest, because I can probably put it in my booth and do pretty well with it. So, but thanks for asking, though. Let's see. So which one is this under? All right, let's see if there's any interest in this one just by itself. And that is running. So you got the Clydesdales, like folding postcard. I don't know what year that's from. I would guess like the 50s or 60s, maybe. But you can still see, I guess it had a little seal here. All right, no interest. All right, let's go ahead and try another lot of postcards here. See what I pull out. All right, so here's birthday greeting. Here's heartiest congratulations. Here's best wishes. Another best wishes with the sickle. Oh, that one's got a cool cancellation. Then there's birthday greetings. That one's a birthday greetings as well. 1912, I think, is the date on that one. It's embossed. There you go. Happy birthday. Well, that one's cool. Very bright. There's another one. Those look almost hand painted. That one's very puffy feeling. Oops, sorry about that. This one's very thick. It's got the Easter Bunny on it. Oops. So a lot of these like hand painted looking postcards here in this lot. Hey, my wife just unlocked bronze just for watching. I think all you have to do is watch to get bronze. So look at the little chicks coming out of the eggs there. Very embossed. do a few more, then we'll start this, and then just like the other ones, I'll continue to put postcards down as long as people are bidding. These are all kind of in that hand-painted looking category. I don't know if they're actually hand-tinted or not. I don't know if anybody's watching knows, but these are metallic looking though here. All right, let me go ahead and start this, and then we'll continue to add postcards to the stack. Welcome in, Old Hickory, and yes, you do play UT, because I think it's the exact same schedule as last year, just flip-flop. So we play y'all in Knoxville this year, I believe. So, all right, let's go ahead and start this, and it is running. All right, Scatter Bear, and here's another one. Here's some egg with some nest, or a nest with some eggs in it. There's a couple of chicks. All right, Scatter Bear got that one. Put that in your stack. All right, is there anything else that anybody particularly wants to see before we call it a night? I mean, I still have a lot of photos left. I've got some greeting cards. Probably can still build. Okay, well, let's end it. I'll do one more miscellaneous lot here, and then we'll find somebody to raid and call it a night. So let me just start pulling some miscellaneous things out. So this is going to be a cabinet card from Knoxville, Tennessee. And then here's another cabinet card from Maryville, Tennessee. Look at her fur coat. And let's see what else we got here. Here's an Ideal Laundry and Dry Cleaners, Roanoke, Virginia. And it's like a little needle pack here. So you have a threader and then some needles. We'll put a few slides in. These are like from the Stephen Foster Memorial, it looks like. So we get those. We'll put a few postcards. This will be like an ephemera starter lot. So if you're just getting into ephemera, you'll get a little bit of everything. Let's see what else we got here. Here's an vintage anniversary card. Here's a bill for 84 Tire Company tires, tubes, and accessories vulcanizing. They had a total of $1.60 here. You think you'll come to the game, Prairie Land? Come over here to Knoxville? If so, you'll have to look me up. This is an empty envelope, but it's from 1930. It's got a cool stamp on it. Oh, what's this? Oh, here's a whole envelope of photos. We'll do this. Okay. Okay, so here's a girl playing golf. Hey, look at that fireplace. That's awesome. There's somebody's kitchen. A kitchen of the, what, 40s maybe? There's the Lincoln Memorial. Oh yeah, so there's a bunch of like Washington, D.C. things in here. Oops, sorry about that. So we'll throw all those in. Here is Public Schools of Knoxville, Tennessee. Oh, we saw some of these in another show. 1887 Teachers Monthly Report from Fancy Hill School. So this lot is truly random. It's a little Christmas greeting card. Here's a business card for Reader Production Motion Picture. Let's see what else we got here. I think those are all empty envelopes. Might be some more pictures. Oh, here you go. Here's some negatives. So we'll throw those in. Look at that old car. Yeah, standing in front of their car. So get those. And let's see. I think all those are postcards in there. Still have a whole box of stuff we haven't even looked at yet. Here's a little photo album. Let's see what's in it. It says it's a wheat field. Maybe it's like a honeymoon or something. Where that is. That's crossing the Mississippi at St. Louis. That's what that was. So tell you what, let me I'll go ahead and start that, and then I'll just try to keep throwing some things in there as long as there's bids. So it is off and running. All right, got some postcards here. Looks like Prairieland may take it. All right, well, I think that will be the last lot. And you unlock gold, so next show you should have a pretty good discount that you can apply. And I'm going to find somebody to raid real quick. I appreciate everybody sticking with me for 3 hours. And let's see who we can go raid. Everybody have a great week. And I'm not sure when I'll be back on. I probably need to take a break for at least a couple of days to catch up on some other stuff. But let's go raid. How about Shamir? She's doing Ephemera. So we're going to create a raid. Well, it says it didn't find anybody with that name. That's weird. I'm spelling it exactly like it shows on her thing. C-H-E. Huh. That's strange. Maybe she's not running. Maybe I need to refresh my screen. Oh, yeah, there we go. She's not running anymore. All right, let's go do Rare Bird Relics. They're also in the Ephemera category. All right, appreciate everybody sticking with me. Y'all have a good week. And we are getting ready to raid over right now. Everybody have a good night.